big challenge now is around demand and delivery. So making sure that the supply we have is actually getting delivered to people who need it most. This is things like cold chain equipment, delivery, transportation, training health workers, making sure the workforce is adequate in these places, specifically remote locations, specifically conflict and fragile states. So it's a kind of Herculean task ahead of us in the coming year or so. And many folks might have seen the WHO recommends 70%. We've been talking about this 70% target for a long time, that we need 70% of the world's population to be vaccinated in order to kind of move past this pandemic. That is looking less and less likely by the deadline that was initially situated for June. But the focus for Gavi COVAX countries, and I think the new target that we're seeing in many of our countries, is it's an average. So when we say a 70%, we're looking at 100% of vulnerable populations. So these are folks like health workers, pregnant people, high-risk adults, those with comorbidities. So if we're able to vaccinate close to 100% of those vulnerable populations, we can still sort of be on track, I think, to kind of move out of this and move to what is a more closely a resilient recovery, right? A kind of equitable, resilient recovery. I think we talk a lot about corporate giving, and certainly unrestricted funding is critical to the work that we do. Gavi just hosted our Break COVID Now summit a couple of weeks ago, which was really successful, and we saw lots of generosity coming from sovereign donors and private sector donors. As always, we raised $4.8 billion towards our $5.2 billion target. So we feel adequately able to fund a large part of the work that we had planned, but we did miss the target. So I think there is this growing kind of fatigue among donor communities. Certainly it's probably a combination of factors, right? Both fatigue, conflict of other priorities, which we certainly understand. So building that momentum and maintaining that momentum, reminding people that we're still in this crisis and reminding them of that fragility multiplier piece is still critical.